What's up, Slender? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I notice in our chat that we have our greatest fan of all already here. Hey, Tina. Thanks for being here, like always. And thanks to everybody else who's here for the 97th episode of the Ascendant Art Podcast, closing in on triple digits. It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
that means
And
we're gonna hit 100. What, like
yep.
around New Year's? This is
Yeah, that's
episode 98.
we and I am trying. We would actually be New Year's weekend would be
Mm-hmm.
our 100th episode, and I'm trying to get together and some guests, some previous Ascendant Art guests, some Ascendant Art regulars to make sure they're here, and maybe have a big, just fun hangout show like we like to do for the 100th episode, since that kind of represents what we're all about. But
What a big fun
hopefully,
hangout
exactly,
for
big fun
100
hangout.
episodes. That's been the goal. 100 episodes. We're shutting it down after 100.
No, oh look, there's
Oi, oi!
oi, oi. There's that is, if you want someone who can carry you in party animals, literally carry your character, Mr. Grant Gregory is the person you want to get. He's especially good
And
to
if
have
you want
on.
someone who can destroy you and your enemies, you want me. Yes, I do not discriminate.
No, you don't. You get by the way, all right, so that's one of the things I had up for us to talk about, which is that we've started game streaming. It's fun. Now that I actually have a gaming PC that can play these games, it's actually pretty cool for me to be able to hop on those streams and do that with you guys. What I'm what I'm really wanting to ask you, Slender, is when we did the party animal stream the other day, why did you just constantly try to kill me within the first 5 seconds?
Um,
I'd like to think we have a good rapport. We
we
co-host a
do,
show.
we
We're
do.
almost 100 episodes in. I feel like there's a lot of repressed anger.
No, I don't think it was repressed anger. I saw what you were doing, Lil Chad, and I didn't like it.
Oh, you mean my strategy of hanging in the back and
Yes,
trying to
your
wait out?
strategy of I'm gonna hide away from the melee and then just come in and try and fight the last person.
Yeah.
Or in many situations, run away from the last person until they get themselves killed. And I was like,
I didn't
no, we're not having this. If you're
don't
not gonna
hate the
get in
player,
there, I
hate the
will bring the
game.
fight to you.
Oh man, and if anybody wants to, I believe it's up on Brahma's channel, either available on YouTube or Rumble to go watch this stream. And
Yeah.
it was hilarious. And like I said,
I am
Grant was
surprised
in
Matt
there.
didn't want to do more of it tonight, considering how badly he got his ass kicked at the end of that. He was really upset.
Yes, he was. In fact, I think he was talking about how much his hands hurt after playing those games.
Yep. That's how you know he's not a real gamer. Makes my hands hurt too. I just ignore the pain.
Yeah. It's the game has no specific good control scheme where you could learn how to do it. You're just button mashing as hard as you can, and when you're getting into the mini games, I think you do find yourself channeling your frustrations at some of the some of the
Yeah.
people who are going after you into how hard you're hitting those buttons.
Oh,
That's a really
were
fun
you
game for me to
channeling really
watch.
hard button presses against me, Lil Chad?
I was, and when I finally got you in that one level, I was so happy. There was so much joy. Howdy to the Lost Souls trilogy. Thanks for coming by. And this is a good note. This is a really fun game for Tina to watch. Most real games bore her, and I can see how that is because Party Animals is 100%. It's a mini game where you're just. It's designed for you and a group of other people to just get frustrated and try to violently, with plush-looking animal characters, destroy one another. I think it was fun.
Oh
I
yeah.
started cracking up. There was a couple times when Mad was getting very frustrated with his because it randomly assigned partners, and sometimes he would get partners that weren't, and sometimes that effort would start to throw me off when he'd forget that we were on the same team that round. And I'd be yelling at him, Matt, I'm on your team," and he'd be like, "Oh, sorry, bro."
Oh, dude, I don't know how many times because, like I said, I saw what you were doing, so you became my prime target. I don't know how many times you were on my team and I was still trying to kill you.
I know you were. It's
But hey, when you
uh,
told me, "Hey, I'm on your team," I would refocus.
I did have to refocus. You were like a bull that saw red, and you
Yes.
would just be running out. I tried changing my characters each time we were doing the level set, and, so that you might lose focus, and it worked for maybe one for, like, the start of one game before you would zone in on which new character I was using. Hey, Zombie Box Reviews coming into the channel, thanks for hanging out. Um,
Well,
I wonder, hey, Zombie Box, do you have party animals? Have you tried playing that? We should get a lot more of these YouTube friends of
but no,
ours
the
into
funny
this.
thing about the game too is like it wasn't even at first it wasn't that I was singling you out. Um my general strategy for those games is I look for the person who's hiding and I go after that person. Cause like you gotta get in there. You gotta get in there and join the melee. Like if you notice me and Brahma, like
Mm.
we attack everybody, you know?
Oh, Zombie does have it, so, we might have to,
Zombie
maybe
should get in on that with us.
we should get in on that with Zombie, yeah. So I noticed that too, although one of my personal highlights was the round where I was partnered up with Brahma. Brahma
Uh-huh.
had to step away, and because he was idle, it kicked him, so I ended up being solo, but I managed to win that round solo, and then I proceeded to not win any other round. But it was
No, we
wind
won when we
tunnel.
were partnered up. We won a couple
No,
times when we were partnered
I
up.
was talking about that specific mini game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where,
Oh, the,
I won with that first time I was solo because you guys were still beating up on Brahma's lifeless character, and I managed to
dude, I
get
didn't.
people out on the wind tunnel.
I hate that level. The one where the black hole thing pulls you into the middle. I hate
No,
that
no,
level.
this was the wind tunnel where it has the fans on each side,
Oh,
and you have to
oh
put
yeah,
the
yeah,
levers to get
yeah,
the barrier up.
yeah. I
So
don't mind
that's
that one
the,
quite as much.
no, I can understand why you,
That
the
one's
black
extremely
hole one.
conducive to my my 1-in-1 KDR, so I'm okay with that one.
I
Because all I
think
got to do is grab someone and pull them away from the wall, and we'll both die.
on the black hole, level, I remember I was partners with Mad, and he was holding onto the chain, and so I went Leroy Jenkins to grab you and the other person who was still left and push you
Hmm.
into the black hole to win. It was it was, like, worth it. That's how you do just pulled you in.
Yeah,
Oh,
sometimes that's how you got to do it.
that is how you gotta do it. That is so it's a great fun party game. It's definitely great to stream for YouTube because it creates a lot of content. And, I can't wait to do it again, have some maybe some more people in there so we don't have to constantly we were in a situation where because people we didn't have even teams and people kept getting kicked for a moment of being idle in one game, we would have single player teams, and that was kind of a disadvantage. Where,
Yeah, we had like I think we had a couple rounds where it was like 2v2 v 1v1.
exactly, and it's it was a hilariously good time. Let me see if I can get this,
Now
get
we
a
should put
nice
together a
visual.
highlight reel. That's what we should do.
Well, Brahma, yeah, Brahma's got it all on his channel. I guess we could pull. We were on there. We were trying to get it to cross stream to our channel, but I think it wasn't set up properly. So
Didn't wanna work.
yeah, so this is one of your favorite levels to kill me on. This is the airplane one, and you would run up and drop kick my ass right off the plane right at the beginning every single time.
Yes, but I mean, admittedly, half the time we would both go. Well, 33% of the time I would drop kick your ass right off the plane. 33% of the time we would both go off the plane, and 33% of the time I would completely miss you and fly off the edge of the plane. So, I mean, it all evens out in the wash.
That's true. Slender's committed to the I'm perfectly content if I die as long as I take someone with me.
Yeah.
That's and in Party Animals, you can definitely take someone out if you're willing to go out yourself pretty easily. It's
Yeah.
you could carry instead of trying to throw somebody, you could just carry them and run off the side.
Well, and that's the thing. Like I said, I played kind of the progenitor of this game, which was a game called Gang Beasts back in the day. And you'll have a lot more fun with it when you realize that winning is not the goal. The goal is chaos. Like whether you win or not, you can have a lot of fun if you just go crazy. But then, you've got
Mhm.
people like Mad who really, really want to win. And it's like, well, you might not have a good time if you really, really want to win.
Yeah, it is. There's our current there you go. There's a banner for that. Because yes, if you are committed, I think what comes to mind is the last round we were playing, which was the football, and
Yeah.
Grant picking up Mad and not doing things right, and Mad getting so frustrated, like so frustrated.
Dude, I
It
scored
was
4. I scored 4 of our goals in that. It was so bad.
let's see. Zombie says you should invite Walden to that game, but he needs to set up a GoFundMe first to buy it. Is there a thing? Is there a limit to the number of GoFundMe's you can create within a year for yourself?
I don't know. I've never created a GoFundMe.
I don't know. We should ask Walton. He would probably know.
Like I had the subscribe star for a while, but then I realized I wasn't updating it enough and I felt bad for the, 1 or 2 subscribers that I had. And I'm like, I can't charge people if I'm not giving them anything. So I'm just gonna shut it down, Like maybe one
I
day.
know.
Maybe one day.
I was one of your subscribe stars.
Yeah, and I wasn't giving you anything. Like I wasn't producing any content. So I was like, nah, man, I don't want to take your money for nothing.
Yeah, that's money for nothing, chicks for free. You
Yeah,
gotta.
that's not the way I do it.
You know they don't play that song on the radio anymore. They have to
I wonder why.
they do an edited version, or they just don't play it. Yeah. Oh, and it's bad days for Walton. Did he get burned by another toxic woman or something? Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
he hasn't been streaming lately, right?
he said last week that he was setting up his new studio, so he should be okay soon-ish, right?
I mean, hopefully, right? Hopefully.
I hope so. I mean,
I mean, Walton's a good guy. I would hope that he can
yeah,
make
I
that
mean,
work
I
out.
like him. He's just gotta, have a better taste in women because he goes after the ones that are he likes the damaged goods, and it's like, dude, the damaged goods is gonna damage you. So find some way to like the girl next door. That's usually a good route to take.
I know let's see. Here we go. He's taken a break getting settled in the new house with his sons and grandson. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. Like that's good because I never. I don't know. Maybe if this is a weird thing to say because I've been married almost 20 years now, and when you recognize that you have an issue with choosing women who are terrible people,
Yeah.
why is it so hard to break the habit? Like, how are they really? I mean, I think of it when I see like Johnny Depp with Amber Heard and some other examples. Um,
Oh,
uh-oh.
heard shit was being talked? We weren't
And
talking any shit. We were only stating the fact. And the fact is, you got your ass kicked in that last round.
you did like Grant Gregory had to carry you in that last.
Literally on his back, and you were still complaining about it.
Yeah, I mean it's Party Animals, but a game like Party Animals for somebody like Matt, who probably plays Madden and a lot of technical sports games, is gonna frustrate the hell out of you just because it's not for that. It's not a
Well, dude,
finely tuned control system.
when you've got a guy who's like, "Ooh, I played too many games. It's been like 2 hours. My hand hurts." It's like, dude, I don't sit down in front of a game system unless I'm going for like 6+, okay? And yeah, your hand hurts. Those tendons across the top, oh man, they get sore, but you just deal with the pain.
What is the Bride of Slender? You guys or something? I mean,
I
yes,
don't know, whatever.
we are incredibly entertaining YouTube personalities.
Yeah.
Is that what we are?
We are
Yeah.
also incredibly entertaining small YouTube personalities, like the smallest, like super tiny.
I think that's the best though, because what I've noticed is that once you reach a critical juncture of like the I've seen a lot of YouTubers get to the point where they do that thing where when they get big enough and they start trying to slide it in like everything is a middle of the road point because they don't want to offend anybody. And it's
Oh, you're
I
talking
don't
about
like
Tim Pool now.
no, the somebody who like a good example of this because I really don't like him now is like Phil DeFranco, right? If for people who've watched YouTube a lot, um, oh yeah, lightweight, so much harder. um, like he started, got really big, and then he just took no positions on anything of controversy and just hedged his bets. So no, I like that we're a smaller channel that can just do our own thing. Like we can hang out. Like last week, we went on a complete tangent about the sci-fi works of L. Ron Hubbard. Like,
Yeah.
who does that?
And that's a little bit of an aside anyway. Like that's part of the problem with modern media, especially like the streaming spheres and the YouTube space and all that. It's
Definitely,
like,
Vertical Horizons nailed it. Yeah, Build a Frog.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like here's the thing. I have opinions. I am happy to share those opinions. If they differ with your opinions, do we immediately have to pick up the spears and start like poking holes in each other? No, we can probably just agree to disagree on most things.
unless you're
Now
playing
I
party
now
animals against Slender, and then he'll immediately pick up the
no, then I
spear
will
and
kill
try to
you.
take
Then
you
you
out.
must die. but
Yes.
but like as far as like an open exchange of ideas, like yeah, most people disagree on the majority of things. It's why we see so often the left eats their own because they can't they can't all get in lockstep on the same freaking topic. But
Yeah, and
at the end of the
zombies
day, like I
reiterate.
have an opinion, and if my opinion differs from yours, we can discuss it. We can argue it. We probably get a little passionate in that argument. But do we have to hate each other if we don't come to an agreement by the end? I don't think so.
No, but zombies like we're like I don't I remember we talked about this on our stream on our channel how one of the people I kind of respected when I was younger was Dennis Kucinich because at least I knew where he stood on everything. He didn't, he was contrary to my viewpoints, but he was consistent with it and took positions. I hate fence sitters. That's what zombies, right? I can understand like I would much rather you just be open about what you want than trying to pretend like you have no opinion.
Yeah,
Then
just tell me what you
compromising
want,
is not
what you
going
really,
to
really
yeah.
want.
I mean, I'll tell you
That's
what I want, what I really, really want.
I really, really, really want a zig a zig.
Did anybody ever figured out what a zig was? I think that
I
was
am
yeah.
assuming it's kind of like the weird Snoop Dogg does it a lot now, where it's like that really doesn't mean anything, but just assume it's sex.
Just gonna have nonsense words for it. There you go. I hate the Spice Girls. Yeah, I
I
know,
think
but
on that we can all agree.
yes. Well, that was the Spice Wenches. Yeah. Zombie Box, agree to disagree. I have friends with whom I disagree with on many things. We're still friends. That was the norm. You were allowed to do that 20 years ago. There were people, shocker, I disagreed with people on abortion, a third rail issue now. And you remember Slender, you were allowed to disagree with that and not like try to murder the other person because you had a different opinion.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and that was, I mean, that's as hard a take as people have right now, it seems like, and you know, I don't like, I mean, I don't think it's fence sitting. It's There was a way to have a discussion and come away disagreeing and still be friends. I think if more people played party animals, they could get their anger out in a more healthy way. Just don't play with
This
Mad
is true.
because he's gonna get frustrated if you're on the sports team with him because he can't play it very well, and he's
And
not gonna be able
he'll
to do.
probably cry. He did
Yeah,
cry several times. I do
and he's
remember
gonna say, "His hand hurts, my hand hurts, I can't
that.
play."
Guys, I don't know if I can keep playing. I got this injury. It's sports related. My hand. My hand. It's
Yeah,
just the carpal tunnel. It's so bad.
exactly. It was hilarious. I noticed our viewership jumped up, so that probably means that Culture's post-flight show ended, and
Our
we got a
viewership jumped up, so
influx.
we should keep talking shit about Mad because apparently that brings
Yeah.
people in.
Yeah, talking drama, YouTube drama does bring the eyeballs. But it's so thanks to all the people coming from Culture Stream, the post flight. I hope you had a great show over there, and you'll continue to enjoy your programming block here for Friday night. Yeah. Culture raid. Yep, yep, yep. No one actually said it. I just now noticed the number of people coming in. I figured it probably wasn't all based on us talking crap about Mad's gameplay, but a good chunk of it is probably why you're staying. So we'll keep talking about that as needed.
I'm s- now.
I was just-
This is how my mind works. I go to strange places, but now I feel like because you said drama and then you said Brahma, I feel like Brahma should have a show where he
the
talks about the
Brahma
various
drama.
YouTube dramas that are happening and call it Drama with Brahma.
Yeah, smash that like button if you're not already subscribed to the Ascendant Art podcast channel here on YouTube. Please do. We just went over 200 and we're pretty happy with that. We're a
Yeah.
nice small channel, but we do enjoy and take and appreciate every single one of you viewers who come in every week to spend time with us. And especially like we said, we've got Benetig Bojan who's here every week. Oh, Zombie Box says or Zig a Zig the like button.
Yeah, zig
I
a
don't
zig
know if you
the like button.
that's a you know what that's a good way to put it. Oh yeah, that's a good name. Brahma's drama drama trademark. That would be a good
Yeah.
show. He could start with having Lofty on to discuss his fun time on Culture's channel. That was good. We had Culture on last week, and we actually talked with him about the experience of having that stream on his channel a while back, because I don't think anyone really talked about it online with him before. Because I know he really loves his viewers, and he didn't appreciate how, sometimes his chat was getting a little attacked on that. So, hopefully all you guys understand Culture's definitely got your back, even when things get a little out of hand. Mad. Uh, Mad in the YouTube space is sometimes like, Mike, remember Michael Caine in The Dark Knight? Some people just wanna watch the world burn.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. It worked flawlessly though, because like usually that's pretty late for us to be up, but I think there was a holiday, so I was up. The Bride of Slender was in here with me, and we were watching that stream, and the whole Lofty drama started to break out, and we're both tired. But like we look at each other, and I'm like, I don't want to go to bed yet. I want to see what happens next. And she's like, yeah, this is like a train wreck. I can't stop watching.
yeah, Zombie says, "I love that debate between Lofty and Platoon on Zach's channel." LOL. Yeah, Lofty is definitely if you were looking for, like, to use a baseball terminology, if you needed to bring in a closer to make sure that the drama happened, like, I need a specialist to make sure that drama is gonna occur on a channel. Lofty is guaran and Lofty's not a bad guy. He's not a bad guy. He's guaranteed to have an opinion on some form of entertainment content in this space of YouTube that's gonna start a fight.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, we had a guy like that at the last place I worked at, and I like the guy. Like me and him got along great. We're both, you know, relatively right-leaning, pretty conservative, but he was a younger guy, and he was one of those people who likes to stir the pot, likes to just create drama, and he would get me spun up on the dumbest things, like, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Technically, yes. Technically, a hot dog is a sandwich.
And
It's
and
something
stupid
between two
crap
pieces of
like
bread.
that. And finally, he'd start asking me questions like that, and sometimes they had nothing to do with food at all, and my answer would just always be, "No, but cereal's a soup,"
Hold on.
because I just didn't wanna argue with him anymore.
It's in a liquid. It's in a bowl. There are cold soups. Soup doesn't have to be hot. Yeah. Oh my God, you're changing my world.
There are a lot of soups that are made with milk.
Yep. Let's see. Say what you will of what you like about Lofty, but he's steadfast in his convictions. So I have respect. Yeah, Lofty has his opinions, and he
See, I
doesn't.
don't know. I haven't interacted with Lofty that much, and somebody wanted me to get on Lofty's stream and talk about that game, and I was like, nope, nope. That has become a third rail issue for me. I will not go on a stream and talk about it. But I don't know that
That was
Lofty strikes me as
Starfield,
someone
right? That
who's
was the
yeah.
Starfield debate.
I don't know if Lofty strikes me as someone who's steadfast in his convictions, or if he's one of those people who sees the stance everyone else is taking and will adopt the contrarian stance just to get an argument going, and not
Here's
necessarily a heated argument, but just to have that point to bounce off of, so the debate can take place.
here's the question: if Bad Take Bojan and Lofty were on a stream, what would they fight about from entertainment? Like, because it seems like I know. I mean, I think did he end up? I haven't listened enough to know if he liked Loki. Maybe it might be Loki, but maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really watch Lofty's channel, so I know he's more focused on gaming than other things, from what I can tell. But I don't
Yeah,
watch his channel enough to follow,
yeah, I
his
tend to
core tenets
watch,
or whatever.
but it's a thought provoking question, isn't it? Yeah, the Starfield controversy did get a little out of hand because there was the legitimate points people were making were getting derailed by just ones that weren't, and it was just uh, the Avatar creeps you out. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, there's a
Austin
little bit
one.
of
Hey,
that.
awesome. Well, welcome to chat. Is the name that shall be not be named here mad? Maybe. uh, let's see. I
No,
often
but
think Lofty nearly derails discussions. It's
and here's
it's
the thing. I agree that the whole Starfield controversy was idiotic. Um, Now, from Az's perspective, I don't disagree with anything he said. And after putting as many hours into the game as he did, he was bringing up the thing that was kind of grating on his nerves the most. Um, that wasn't the only reason that Starfield was a shit game. But what
yeah.
happened was everybody got into their little echo chambers and they were like, Az only doesn't like the game because of the woke stuff. And it's like, no, he doesn't like the game because it's a crappy game. There's not a lot of content there. It's very empty. It's full of fucking padding and filler that doesn't need to be there. like, like there's a laundry list of reasons he didn't like the game. This was just the one he was talking about in that clip.
Yep. And here,
And it's not even about the woke shit. It's the broader context of they kept taking you, like, it breaks immersion when you throw modern day politics at a person through the characters in a video game. And then I got to spend
yeah,
that time trying to get back into the game. And then 10 minutes down the road, I'm starting to get back into it. But 15 minutes down the road, some bullshit that we say nowadays gets thrown at me again. And I'm like, and I'm out of the
I
game
think
again.
that's one of the reasons the new Doctor Who episodes have gotten a lot of that attention because throwing in the pronoun crap and all the
Well,
rest of
like
it is
something that
just yeah,
a male presenting Time Lord would never understand. Oh
yeah.
my god.
Uh, Emperor's yeah, it was a Bethesda game, LOL. Yeah, Bethesda's having some issues of late.
Well, Bethesda games are legendary in their padding out of the playtime.
Yeah, rip Doctor Who. Oh, that's gonna let me. That I think that is a good segue
Oh, is that a
because
segue into one of the actual topics we're supposed to discuss today?
it was. I think it's a good segue in terms of padding out the
All
gameplay,
right,
right?
30 minutes in, and we got to our first topic.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did. They made Isaac Newton a man, an Indian descent or mixed race. It was ridiculous. Isaac Newton isn't Indian. He was full on Englishman. So here's where we. This was funny. This made me laugh, and so
Wait,
I
wait, wait,
started.
wait. Pause. On the
Yes.
Isaac Newton thing, I want to say one thing before we get into this story, because now I'm spun up again. This is why it pisses me off. It pisses me off because it's a double standard every fucking time. Like you race swapped Isaac Newton, and we'll be like, "Why'd you race swap Isaac Newton?" And well, does it really matter? Okay.
Mhm.
If I write a movie about Martin Luther King and I make him a white guy, I guarantee you there are people that are going to come banging their drums and telling me race matters. So why does it only matter one way?
Well, here's a good. I mean, that's what the story we're about to talk about. I think is a good example of where things can be done that don't like. So Christopher Judge was the voice, I think, in motion capture actor for the God of War that came out for PS5. The
I don't
he's
know that
been
he
doing
was
it.
the mocap actor, but I do know he was the voice actor, and
He was the
perfect. He's great.
yeah. And he obviously clearly from the image on the screen is not a white Greek man or a Nordic man, yeah, as in as they put him on, and they didn't do that for the Kratos character design, but no one cared because he was a great voice actor for the part. But they also
Well,
didn't change the characters to match
and,
him.
and here's one of the things I don't get because the voice actors
Yes,
guild
indeed,
has kind of
Ikwe.
but the voice actors guild has kind of jumped in on this and said some dumb shit too. Like a great example, anime. I watch it, you watch it. We love anime. We're weebs up in this piece, right? But
Yep.
there was a time recently where the voice actors were all like, if the character is Japanese, it should be played by a Japanese person. And it's like, why? Like it's voice acting. Like the whole reason you're hiring voice actors is because Japanese people speak Japanese. And if you want American people to be able to watch the story, they probably have an easier time watching it in English. Like
I gotta be I think Zombie might have the chat of the evening with this one because yes, he does
he
look like a
does
race
look like a
swapped
race
Mickey
swapped
Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. Yes, he kind of does.
Good one. Yeah. Most young males were female voice actors. That's correct.
This is also
That's
true. And
this is true in I believe that's true in Japan and in the United States for the voice acting. They I know, was it Goku in the original Dragon Ball, I think was a woman voice actor?
I don't remember, but here's the thing, right? You're a voice actor. Your voice has to fit the character. That doesn't mean the character has to look like you.
Nope, not one bit. Like, for instance, what we can all agree that probably one of the best voice acting roles in the ever was James Earl Jones as Darth Vader, right?
Yes,
I mean,
definitely.
and you know what no one gave a shit about? That James Earl Jones was a proud black man doing the voice. Like, everyone was just like, "That is the voice." Everyone wants to have that voice. When he came in and did The Lion King and was Mufasa, no one like, yeah, you're gonna get James Earl Jones had the voice
Yeah,
for the
why aren't we
characters they were
hiring
doing.
lions to voice these lions? This is some bullshit.
Yep, yeah. But so no, but getting to the actual story on the screen here, this just made me laugh because so last year Christopher Judge won for best voice actor in a video game. So that means this year he was the presenter for that award at the Video Game Awards. And he got up and he said, and this is the quote, fun fact, because his speech last year was 8 minutes long when he won the award. He goes, "Fun fact, my speech was actually longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign." Uh, he goes, "Ah, another company I'll never work for."
which
That's
is
just
funny.
hilarious to me.
That's
It's
funny.
just funny. But what got me is that Call of Duty developers were butthurt about this. They were like getting annoyed that why would you call out other people at a game awards? It's like, the fact that Call of Duty doesn't have a single player campaign of note is a known joke. Like you don't
Here,
get it.
here's how you handle this, right? One, you laugh at yourself. You go, ha, that was a pretty funny joke. Two, you take it to the next level because he said, there's another company I'll never work for. So what you do is you hire him to mocap a mute character in the next Call of Duty. Never give him a single voice line.
You know, here, what I
And
love is
that'd be
that
a hilarious joke and everybody would love it. But if you get butthurt and you cry about, oh, he said mean things about our game, everybody's just gonna fucking dunk on you. Like you look like a bitch, you know?
I mean, to go back to I think one of the comics, yeah, that ePlay did. My response when he made this joke was indeed to channel his Stargate SG-1 character, which is yes, it is it is 100% known
Oh
that
yeah, he
Call of
was
Duty
Teal'c, wasn't he?
yes, he was. Now
I
Call
liked
you
Teal'c.
know,
Teal'c was one of my favorite characters.
SG-1 was just a fun show that everybody could enjoy. It was lighthearted. Like, why can't we have shows like that anymore?
The only thing I hated about SG-1 is they changed the military guy. Like he wasn't the same guy as in the movie, and that
Well, yeah, because well, they weren't gonna get Kurt Russell to be in the TV show.
I know, but it was like it was really hard for me to make that adjustment. So the first couple of episodes, I was hating it because Kurt Russell wasn't in it. But I came
Yeah,
around.
the well, it also it started on Showtime, and then it got moved to Sci-Fi Channel, and it started as sort of semi-serious, and then it morphed over time to being like an action comedy pretty quickly, which was
Yeah.
good. Because I
Well,
like
it
that,
almost had to because the budget just kept getting smaller and smaller
no,
and smaller.
the budget went up every year.
From Showtime to Sci-Fi?
No, when Sci-Fi got it, they gave it a they it was one of
But
their
that's what I'm
they got
saying. When it started on Showtime, like it probably had a bigger budget than Sci-Fi could produce.
I think I'm pretty
And
sure. Do
Showtime
you
probably didn't have as big a budget as Hollywood when they made the movie.
Showtime had a like so this was in the late 90s.
Mhm.
Showtime had a big case of HBO envy, and they
Yeah,
were trying to find a way to compete with what HBO was doing, but not in the same thing. So they thought, we're gonna do science fiction because
yeah,
HBO does their shows, but they don't really do science fiction. So that's when Showtime brought back The Outer Limits and Stargate SG-1. They were both Showtime series, which is why if you go watch The Outer Limits first season, which was on Showtime, it's got nudity and cursing and other things that aren't present when it once it moved to regular television. So there was an episode, for instance, where Alyssa Milano, who was in her "I'm gonna show I'm not a teen queen" phase, would do nudity and things. It was like people forget that Outer Limits was a cable show because
yeah.
they moved to regular television and stopped doing that immediately. But it's funny, and I think it was a really failed experiment where for Showtime, and that's why they just bailed on Stargate, and then it moved to Sci-Fi Channel, and it went on for like another 8 years, and it was super successful and spawned, I think, 2 spin-off shows and multiple movies, and they were working on it for a long time. Yeah, Zombie Box says, "I've seen a few episodes back in the day, more of Farscape fan. By the later seasons of SG-1, when it was on Sci-Fi Channel, they brought all the people in from Farscape. Benjamin Browder became one of the leads. Claudia Black, I think, came in and was the one of the leads as well. It was funny because, did you watch Stargate SG-1 through the whole run, right, Slender?
All the seasons?
Yeah, through like, did you see like
I
its 200th episode?
I don't I don't remember. That was I was like a teenager back then.
I'm a fan of Stargate. by the 200th episode, it was 10 years in, so we would have been older.
Yeah, then probably not, because once I, shipped off for the Navy, I didn't have a whole lot of access to cable and stuff like I did before.
So one of the funny jokes so the 200th episode of Stargate, the bit was there was a guy, an alien, who had created a cover TV show that was based on Stargate to make it so that anytime anyone talked about what was happening with Stargate, they thought it was just ripping off this cheesy sci-fi show, and it was called Wormhole Extreme.
Ah,
Yeah. But so it got canceled in the Stargate universe. The 200th episode of Stargate was them coming back because they were gonna reboot, Wormhole Extreme for a feature film or something, and the writer creator was talking to them about what they should do for the reboot, and so it was a really funny concept for the 200 episodes. They would keep, like, pitching different versions of it, though they were like, "We need to have a young, hot, version of it where," and it turned into a CW kinda one, where they were all, like, 20-year-old models doing stuff, but
yeah.
one of the pitches was Farscape, and where they had the guy who played Daniel Jackson as Benjamin Browder's character, and Benjamin Browder as one of the side characters, and it was a great because they and Claudia Black was in there, so it was swapping people into Farscape with the Farscape actors, and it was just a really funny spoof of it. And if you haven't watched that one, I would recommend the 200th episode if especially because it has a lot of sci-fi television and movie jokes that are great if you are a sci-fi fan. It's good. Stargate was a great, just fun show. It didn't require you to have to, like, think too much. It was just a nice action comedy show that's good, again, for, like, the whole family generally. It so it's safe content. Anything made before 2010 is pretty is much better than what we're getting lately. So I would recommend it. Make me wanna go
Yeah,
back on
it
the
was
Plex server and add it.
it was bad for a while there. Like I don't really watch a whole lot of normal television nowadays, but there was a time a few years back where I would send my kids out of the room when shows went to commercial break because I was like, "Listen, this show ain't too bad, but I don't want you watching these commercials."
Yeah, and then and then the commercials got bad. But yeah, Christopher Judge throwing shade at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and I can't help but think, Microsoft officially owns
He's not
Activision
even
now.
throwing shade. It's a roast. He's making a
Yeah,
fucking joke. It's tongue in cheek. He's not being serious. Fucking pull the stick out of your ass and just laugh because it was funny.
yep,
And it's a shooter game. Shooter games aren't exactly universally heralded for their long play times. Calm
yeah.
the fuck down.
Hey,
Hey,
culture.
culture.
Welcome, man, welcome. I mean, if you want the link, let me know. I'll be glad to send that over to you.
Now, like if he said that about a Final Fantasy game or something, he's like, "Oh yeah, my speech was longer than the Final Fantasy game." That'd be a little bit more of a concern because an RPG is supposed to have a pretty long playtime generally. You're supposed to get it like several hours, if not double digit hours out of most RPGs. But
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
what
Shadow
was it?
Chaser's right. People
Halo?
take themselves way too seriously. Like, yeah,
Like
from
Halo, you knocked that game out in what, 5, 6 hours? Halo 2, maybe 3, 4 hours. Like
I
they're
I
shooters. They don't take that fucking long to finish. I
no, I
bought
don't.
Advanced Warfare and it was really cool. I had a lot of fun with it, but I finished it the same day I started it. That's how those games work.
Yeah, I would tell you, I don't expect a giant, like, 20-hour campaign out of even a 12-hour. What I would want from especially from, like, say, from a Modern Warfare game at
Mhm.
their peak, I expect a 6 to 8-hour campaign and then the multiplayer.
Yeah, that's about it.
And that's perfect, and if you give me
And
that
and
as
if the
perfect.
campaign, if the levels are really well built and there's a lot of good voice acting and the levels are really immersive, I might tolerate 4 or 5. Like if it's only 4 or 5 hours, but it's a really good 4 or 5 hours, and the levels are awesome. Then one of my favorite games in the past several years was Undertale. And Undertale, I mean, you can knock that game out in 2 hours, but it's compelling content. I was just
It
watching a
is.
video about this. I don't remember who did the video, but it's that guy who like he's got little like I'm gonna try and find it. But he was talking about how runtime is a really bad metric by which to base whether or not your game is good.
Yeah, I don't think there's a set runtime that you need to have, but I do think you need to actually commit to like what was it was Battlefront, the Star Wars one, the
Mhm.
first one they did where they just dropped it without a campaign at all.
Right, right.
And I
Yeah,
if
I
that was
mean,
a
I still
if
want
it
a
was
campaign. Put a little effort in, guys. Come on.
yeah, if you can make it like you what I don't if you are making a shooter without a campaign, I expect it to be free to play is what I expect. That's I mean, Modern Warfare I don't think has made one without a campaign. So, let's see. I've always been a campaign player myself. Multiplayer just never appealed to me, felt redundant. Yeah. I get the people who like want to just do like you when you get Call of Duty, you're going to end up playing the multiplayer way more hours than you probably play the campaign. That's
Yeah.
fine. But you should still have a compelling campaign. Modern Warfare 2's campaign was fantastic. We were just talking about this before the stream started. That one had the famous no Russian, campaign mission,
Yeah.
which
Yeah, the video was The Hidden Costs of Long Playtimes in Modern Gaming by Circle Tunes. And I agree with a lot of the stuff he's putting down. Like long playtime doesn't necessarily mean better game.
yeah, there's been some great games that have had really short campaigns,
Hmm.
and there's been games that have incredibly long campaigns that have been crap. Uh-oh, back from the store beyond soon. Mad's gonna come and tell us
Ooh,
probably have some
Matt,
words.
don't go back and watch some of the things we said before you returned. You don't want to see those.
Yeah, it was
It'll
all
be better for you if you don't know that it was ever said.
sometimes ignorance is bliss.
No, but and a great example of that, one of the ones I kind of always circle back around to, so to speak. Did you ever play Dante's Inferno?
Which was that, Devil May Cry?
No, Dante's Inferno was its own thing. Um, very much kind of in the realm of a God of War style game. And what happened was God of War 3 was on the horizon, right?
Mhm.
And they were developing Dante's Inferno and they rushed to get it out before God of War 3 dropped because they thought, well, once God of War 3 dropped, everybody's going to buy that. So we got to get this out before God of War 3. And I was like, ooh, that's a bad call. But the Bride of Slender thought it looked really cool and she wanted to play it. So we got it.
Oh, oh, do you mean how Slender was mocking the nerve damage I have from being injured while serving this great country? Or Chad accusing me of wanting to win too much?
Oh
I
shit, he listened to it while he drove to the store.
Can I just point out that my comment was clearly less troublesome than Slender's? Because,
Well, can I just point out, Matt, you got a lot of nerve hiding behind nerve damage.
oh, it's on.
Oh man.
So, I
No,
so
but yeah, here's the thing though, right? Like Dante's Inferno was really good for the first 3 or 4 hours. Then there were a lot of very small rooms with reskinned monsters that you fought in other zones. Then they, I guess they didn't feel like they had enough padded out yet, and they wanted more playtime. So there was a segment before you finally go fight the devil where you jump to a giant round platform and it gives you a win condition, like beat all the enemies using only magic. And then you jump to the next platform and it's like beat all the enemies with aerial attacks. And then you jump to the next platform and it was like, last 1 minute without taking damage. And I'm like,
Emperors with sick burn, bad pun.
but yeah, so like padding out your playtime isn't necessarily making your game better. Like if Dante's Inferno was only a 5 or 6 hour game, I think it would have been great. But they were going for like, 8 to 12. They wanted to pad out that playtime, give you more content. It's like, yeah, you're giving me more content, but like if you take my steak and make it perfect and delicious and then add a couple strips of bacon and then take a shit on top of it, well, yeah, there's more material there, but you have not made my steak better.
That's a really, really disgusting but apropos way to put it. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know when. The other thing I think is that single player games are on the way out. They're going to be indie games are going to be where that happens. The problem for me that I see for AAA titles is they're just not like when they're going through, now that Microsoft owns Activision, not that Activision was a prize anyway, and all these other the way they conglomerate, and they're going to look at it and say, how can we monetize this game if it's a single player like campaign and story?
Yeah.
And they're once it goes through all of the people who are like all they care about is selling loot boxes and getting people to do software as a service subscriptions. They're
Oh, you just bought a computer. That's right. Lil Chad, I may have to bring you
yes.
up to speed. Everything you were describing has already happened. Like the indie sphere is actually far more successful over the last 5 years or so than the AAA sphere has been.
Does Microsoft own Bethesda now? I thought they bought Activision Bethesda, right?
Microsoft
Yeah, so
bought
yeah,
Activision Blizzard. So
Activision Blizzard, yeah, not
I
Bethesda.
don't know that they own Bethesda, no. But they own Warcraft. They own Overwatch.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. But yeah,
Hold on. Oh, wait. Microsoft owns Bethesda already.
Oh, well, that's okay.
In March
yeah, the
2021,
stuff you're
Microsoft
describing, though,
acquired ZeniMax Media.
the stuff you're describing, though, indie games have a lot of single player content that is making more money than AAA titles. Like indie, they don't have the budgets that AAA games have, but they have just as many people playing them nowadays.
It's but I
And
mean,
and
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 that's
there needs to
good.
be a course correction on AAA titles. Like they need to see what indie games are doing and be like, yeah, maybe we're a little too focused on monetizing our fucking product, and we need to get back to our roots of wanting to make good games.
Valve owns Steam, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the thing that always gets me is that Valve has sat on Half-Life as a franchise forever because they just made Steam and didn't care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because if any other studio owned like had an IP like Half-Life, we would have Half-Life 27. It would be a yearly release. Like imagine Activision if they owned Half-Life. We can't. I mean, people. I think younger gamers who don't remember this don't understand that Half-Life was bigger than Modern Warfare. It was the biggest multiplayer game there
But
was.
and here's the problem with that. That's part of the issue right there. It's you know how they talk about superhero fatigue, which I don't necessarily think is a whole thing, but it is a degree, it is to a degree content fatigue. It is you are saturating the player base with that content. Assassin's Creed is a great example. You know, they got 3 different studios on rotation so that they can have a yearly release, but those studios never
Talk to each other, make things
collaborate
consistent.
to make sure that the story makes any fucking sense at all. And as a result, like I liked the first Assassin's Creed, but I thought it had a lot of problems. It got really repetitive. It wasn't a great game. Altair was a cool character, still probably my favorite assassin, but it wasn't great. So when the second one came around, I was like, maybe I'll play it one day. I didn't really think it was all that cool. And my friends were like, no, play it. And I was like, okay, the second one fixed a lot of the problems. And then they came out with Black Flag, and I absolutely love Black Flag. But you know what I realized when I was playing
Black Flag didn't come out till way down the line.
Yeah, okay, but
by the way,
Flag
welcome to Mad Cheese Moger joining
welcome,
the stream.
But here's the thing: Black Flag is the third title. There are several expansions and offshoots, but they are not technically Assassin's Creed 3.
No, Assassin's Creed 3 wasn't Black Flag.
3 or 4 was, I can't remember.
3 was the American Revolution.
Yeah. Oh no, that never happened. That
what?
That
I like that game. Are you kidding me?
That game was shit, and you're shit for liking it.
Okay, I mean, I enjoyed it.
I was disappointed with that game.
Finally, something in America.
Yeah,
it wasn't in America. It was in America, but it was about a not American.
Oh, whoa!
Native American.
Yeah.
And he fought for the American revolutions.
Right?
I know.
He even defeated George Washington when he lost his mind.
But what's interesting is that game was basically the game engine that became Black Flag, which was just the fun pirate Assassin's Creed.
And that's the thing is when I was playing Black Flag, I realized pretty early on that I hated doing the Assassin's Creed stuff, and I just wanted to sail my pirate ship around and blow up other ships.
Oh, there's nothing worse than when in the middle of the game you have to cut to the real world and have to do some dumb shit. Like you have to go to a soccer game or some shit and sneak around. I'm like, bitch, I don't want to sneak around. I want to stab people.
No, I want to sail out to the corner of the map and fight those 2 fucking ridiculous ships that keep kicking my ass. But I need to get more upgrades to do that. So apparently I gotta go moonlight as an assassin again for a while.
Did you like the Odyssey one?
I haven't played it.
I
haven't
enjoyed
played
it.
an Assassin's Creed since Syndicate.
I enjoyed the Odyssey because it did away with a lot of the sneaky shit, which I don't have time for. And yeah. I liked it. I didn't really care for the last one they came out with.
This is 100% true from Vertical Horizons. Collect all the sea shanties if you're doing Black Flag.
I collected. I 100%ed Black Flag. That was one of the few games I collected everything. Which there's some bullshit to that too, because you can't technically collect everything unless you buy a copy of it on PC, on PlayStation, and on freaking Xbox, because they have different content for each of the games.
Well, you can platinum it on PlayStation. What is it on Xbox? Like 100% or points?
I don't remember, but I 100%ed it.
It's I think has Ubisoft moved that off? It's off a yearly release, right? They backed it off because they started having declining results, quality issues, and people being very unhappy when the game was broken.
And I don't know which studio decided that it was a good idea to kill Desmond, the guy we thought we would eventually be playing as.
Had to get that chick in there.
Yeah, gut that studio and fire everyone in it, because that's when I really started to lose interest in the franchise, is when they killed Desmond. Because when I played the first one, I thought the whole point was one day we're going to have a modern, like an Assassin's Creed Modern Warfare, where I'm Desmond and get to do cool Desmond shit.
Yeah, so that was the future guy when you were doing the Ezio trilogy, right? Desmond.
Yes. Well, not future. Present.
Well,
that was the present day guy. and he was going into that. They were reading his ancestral memories to try and figure out what the assassins were up to.
It kind of is counterintuitive to do it like that because it fits in your DNA. There's nothing you can do to change it. You're just going through the motions of what happened. So there's not a real threat.
Well, that's why if you do it wrong, you desynchronize. Remember, like that's why you can't like kill civilians and shit. They kind of explained it, but it's explained very much in game rules.
Yeah, there was a lot of lamp shading going on in the series.
Yeah. On the other hand, instead of we have Ubisoft and Activision, who are the kings of the yearly release strategy. This week, Rockstar finally dropped their new Grand Theft Auto trailer.
Wasn't impressed.
When was the last one? Like 10 years ago, the last Grand Theft Auto came out.
Yeah, and this one doesn't come out for another 2 years.
Dude, 10 years ago, the last Grand Theft Auto came out, but it's still making more money than most online games right now.
Well, which is exactly why they shortchanged Red Dead Redemption 2 on the online. I did a lot of online shit on there. I was an asshole too. But yeah, so they didn't invest nearly as much into that as they did GTA. So that game died already. The online version. In fact, players even had a funeral. Everyone dressed up. Nobody killed each other, and they had a funeral for the game.
That's not what happened in Warcraft when people did a funeral.
To answer Vertical Horizons, there, I saw some of the ties between Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed. I kind of liked it, but not for the gameplay. The main guy in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him. I liked his story. I liked where they were going with it. I didn't like the gameplay. It felt like you had a pretty decent proof of concept, but it wasn't quite there. And then they went off on like the San Francisco thing with the really socialist bullshit in the next one, and I was just like, I'm not with you. Was that the one that was British? I don't know. The second one didn't look very good to me. I never played any of the ones beyond the first one.
Me either.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wanted Desmond. I wanted to eventually have a Desmond game. I thought that was what was being set up in the first Assassin's Creed, was to eventually have a modern Assassin's Creed.
Well, yeah, when they were doing the whole thing where you'd have bleed over when he experienced the ancestral memories, he's getting the skill set that he had from his ancestors.
Well, and then at the end of the game, when you realize that the girl doesn't have a ring finger because she's an assassin.
Yeah.
Like she's already infiltrated them and she's trying to get your ass out. It was awesome. I was like, that's cool. Except, why the hell was she missing her ring finger when in the second game we find out that Ezio apparently worked with the great inventor Leonardo, and they made one that doesn't cut your finger off when you use it.
Desmond got chucked by alien ancestors. I know.
And this is the problem with having multiple studios work on a storyline. Like, if Ezio in fact did get an upgraded fucking hidden blade that didn't cut your finger off, well, then why in that first game did that girl have her finger cut off? Did they give her one of the old ones as a joke?
This is inconsistency between games and development studio. There's all right. I'm gonna go. So this is the PlayStation fanboy in me a little bit, but there's only one studio that manages to get a fantastic game on a yearly schedule every time, and that's
Madden.
MLB The Show from
Sony
Santa Monica.
I would agree with you. However, there has been I was so pissed because it finally came to Xbox. I've been waiting on a baseball. I love baseball. I've been waiting on a baseball game for the Xbox for years, ever since the last one I played was the MLB 2K. Every year that came out. This is
gonna be a good time for me to go check on my potatoes, because now you guys are talking about sports again, and
we're talking about video games.
You're talking about sports video games.
Anyways,
I'm equally interested in those.
Anyways, so I finally got to play it on the Xbox, and I fucking loved it. I was so excited for the next year. I bought it because even though it's on Game Pass, I bought it anyway. I bought it I wanted to play early, but I really liked it. In the second one, there was almost zero difference between the two. And then the third one, same thing. They do so little to the game that I think they rest on their laurels
Don't
a
you
lot.
buy Madden? You buy Madden every year.
Hey man, they have a whole new skeleton system and shit.
Madden you're like we would have this would be a good place for the Bane meme from The Dark Knight. Like you talk about not making any changes to your yearly release. You merely adopted it. Madden was born into it. Because that was
No
once
bullshit. Madden does more to change the game year over year than the show. Facts.
Once Madden had downloadable rosters, there was absolutely no reason for a yearly release.
Yeah, it should have done
Hey.
2 years. Like,
Welcome, Culture. How are you doing?
I've been looking at the same fucking shitty picture for like an hour now. Could you fix this?
Are we talking about the Christopher
guess
Judge
could,
doing
yeah.
the game thing? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
there
Okay.
we go.
Better.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Matt, you've only been here for like 5 minutes. How was your trips to and from the store like 17 times?
What? I guess went once. It was fine.
Yeah, but sports games changed. One I remember was it around PlayStation 2 once the network adapter came out where you could download your Madden roster updates.
Mhm.
And the first time I did that and it actually updated my roster, I was like, why the hell am I going to buy this game every year now? Because the only reason I had to buy Madden every year was to get my current roster.
I
for the
disagree.
Giants.
I disagree. Before they had the monopoly on the NFL license and the player license likeness. They were innovating every year because they had competition from 2K. But once they got rid of them, they had the same thing you saw with WWF and WCW. WCW, ECW, that's all gone. They went to shit. You know? Because there's no competition. So there's no drive, which means there's no need. They're not driven to innovate. They're driven to maintain the status quo.
Yeah, and you are one of the people that are enabling that by buying Madden every fucking year.
Not just buying it, you're getting the full on like
I know.
superstar
I've been
whatever
yelling at
edition.
we're going on 4 years of me yelling at this guy.
This is some bullshit. I do not buy the game. The girlfriend buys it for me because my birthday is right there when it comes out.
Right. So, Matt, we have a thing in accounting called fungible money. So this is a fungible per game purchase where, oh no, I didn't buy it. My girlfriend bought it for me on a yearly basis.
That happened. I don't understand why this is so hard.
You know what? You can never get rid of Shredda.
No, I cannot. Are you kidding me?
No, she's a keeper.
And you should probably move beyond the girlfriend phase, dude.
No. Neither one of us is like, no. That is way too much to even bother with.
Why?
Well, I mean, we wouldn't want to have a wedding anyways. 2,
a marriage isn't a wedding, dude.
Yes,
No.
I am aware. I've been down that road before. No, it's neither one of it. We are us. You know what I mean? We don't need paper. I don't pay taxes, so we don't have to worry about tax shit, you know?
Yeah, but she would get on a great medical program.
She has medical. She's a professor. She's good.
Wait, she's a professor?
Well, she's teaching.
Okay. So, like, the kindergarten teacher is a professor?
No, it's a college course.
Please, okay.
What?
Matt's girlfriend also brought Matt his pink sweater for his Barbie movie date. You know, you better be careful with that comment, awesome one, because the person who wore the pinkest outfit to the Barbie movie on this panel is not Matt. It's
I didn't
Culture, because I saw those pictures. Because you went to that super special Malibu party.
I did. I went to the beach party. I did.
Oh, dude, did they play Push by Matchbox 20? Best part of the movie.
I think so. They also played like some very beach sounding music.
Oh God, what, the Beach Boys?
No, like I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
How is that?
How is that song not in the movie? By the way, failed opportunity.
I was outside of the movie at the beach party.
So I don't know if I think I've talked about it on the.
I kind of
my wife.
Go
My
ahead.
wife.
I was gonna say my wife like loves Barbie. Grew up, I think we talked about this before the movie came out. How she was super excited. She went to that movie and she hated it. And the reason was she said, and this stuck with me. Barbie was just such a bitch. She was not a nice person at all to anybody
Mm-mm.
in that movie.
Mm-mm.
And it just she's like, that's not who Barbie is. And it just like it was hilarious. Like that's what they don't get, like, and that's why Ken is going to get the spin-off movie because everybody liked Ken coming out of that movie and
Mhm.
nobody really liked Barbie.
Well, that's the thing. That third act is so difficult to get through. Once they stop having anything to do with, with the Ken, it loses all momentum. And man, neither one of it. Yeah, she didn't like it either. She was looking forward to watching it. I'm like, okay. I walked outside. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get through that third act. Putting me to sleep. Oh, I saw Oppenheimer last night, by the way. Fucking loved that movie. Oppenheimer was so good. There was a moment we're watching and I went, oh shit, this is what acting when it's good, what it looks like when they're capable, when they're
I'm glad yeah, just not to interrupt you, I'm glad our co-host is telling us he'll be back once his movie
Nice.
is done.
I was shocked at how much I actually enjoyed that movie. Way more than The Girlfriend.
Oppenheimer was fantastic. Yeah. It was a real adult movie. And and
could have done without all the nudity.
Yeah, what's her name has a weird body frame.
Right? Her
And
boobs are weird looking, right?
I'm
What's her
sorry,
name? Flo?
Florence Pugh. And it was
Pugh, that's it.
distracting to me because her body frame was so odd.
Yeah.
And it just I don't want to knock her because she acted really well in the movie.
Yes, yeah.
She in like that crazy professor character she was playing, she nailed
Dude,
it. But
bro, he is Walton has that same problem of always wanting to fix broken women.
Oppenheimer didn't want to fix broken women. He was
attracted to them like no other. Are you kidding? Well, okay, hold on. You say he didn't want to fix them, but he would always run to what's her name again? Flo? What I keep saying Flo?
Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh.
Yeah, every time Pugh called, he ran over there because she needed him.
Yeah.
Yep.
mean, that's a good one. So,
yeah.
Let's see. Did you the what culture? What the hell did you send a link to?
Wait, what happened?
I went to the private chat and I clicked on the link.
Man, this looks like it's gonna give me a virus.
Yeah.
It's just Twitter. Never mind.
Yeah, that's the current. This is the current meta in Twitch.
Is to be just
dude
under
watching the chick.
You may know that
supposed to show things on.
Who's showing anything?
Twitch.
That's what culture's talking about. They're skirting the lines because they're clearly there, but it's how they're trying to get around their terms of service.
Right.
Yeah,
it's the new bikini hot tub Twitch meta.
This is, and now it's just like slather yourself in oil, make yourself shiny like you're going to be in a weightlifting competition, and then
oh boy, that's close, man. When they start doing the wiggle,
was jiggling, yeah,
man.
I'm not monetized, but even I'm uncomfortable putting this on my YouTube channel, so we're just going to talk about the link. But I will say that we do need to highlight one very important comment
right here,
which was from Emperors. Yep, we were talking about this beach punk merch.
Yeah, look, you get coffee mugs, hats. You can get, look, if you're looking for cock, I've got you covered over on beachpunk.us, and we got water bottles. Right, these come in multiple colors. You can get like something that's super pink and sparkly if you're into Barbie and stuff. We got shoes now. I'm working on sunglasses.
Is there like a quick thing that you could tell people to go to instead of going through each individual product?
Sure, yeah, beachpunk.us.
There you go.
So I come back and the first thing I hear is, if you're looking for cock,
I got you covered.
I feel like I
so
should go back out and come back later.
You know what? I would actually oil up something for 25K, like my car.
You know, on the plus side, I don't think 6 watches our stream, so you won't have to worry about this one being remembered.
I have to say that I'm gonna get a cock on all you guys.
Anyway, if you want
That
to share
is-
what I have in the back, that's actually going to explain what's up. What women.
Popular opinion, but I literally.
All right, I'm definitely adding this in because
I know.
I'm intrigued
y'all
to
are
find
going
out
like,
what is up
what?
with women. That's
But
a
no,
general
follow me on
question that
this,
men
follow
have
me on
wrestled
this.
with for
So
18 years.
one, like
And is my computer
our
being
bodies
slow?
literally create life, y'all. Like that within itself, like it beats any freaking invention that a man can come up with. Like
How many
Absolutely.
lives have you created without the introduction of a sperm?
Oh,
Yeah,
I knew
she's a
this would be
fucking
great.
idiot. Yeah, this is most academia right now.
No,
Oh, it gets
because
better.
academia. Here, I will disagree with culture on this point because academia would not say women create life. They wouldn't be allowed to say woman. They'd have to say birthing person
Yeah.
or
Well,
bonus hole
I
container.
guess people, birthing people should be paid for birthing people.
Well, actually, in the case of Megan Fox or what's her bitch, they actually do that. Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton just doubled down on kids by firing out a puppy through a surrogate. So there you go.
Oh, cool.
What do you mean?
Dude, I
Cool?
mean, obviously, there's no kids left that need adopting. That's why they had to go to the.
Can we?
Hey, dude, have
was
you
it-
seen?
can we-
Have you seen the pseudo uterus thing they created?
Oh boy.
No, why?
That's straight out
no.
of Dune. What are we talking about? Axolotl?
No, I'm
tank?
serious.
Did
Like,
you come across that thing on Amazon?
No,
Why are you
no,
shopping for vaginas?
no.
Well,
You-
no,
like
no.
seriously,
Beach pot is all
we don't
about-
sell that on my merch store. But
Vagina.
no,
Your
No,
own
it's all about
you
the
guys
cock.
think
uterus
I'm
for
kidding.
$29.99.
You guys think I'm kidding? I'm telling the truth. There is a pseudo womb that you can buy, and you create the life, put it in this fake womb bullshit, and dude, baby. You can
Company,
actually
like,
now
no.
genetically decide what your baby looks like. How smart they are.
That are so. I remember.
Wait, how smart they are? Like,
This-
oh, I don't want my
this-
kid to be
this
too
is a
smart.
this is eugenics. Like I hate it,
Mm.
but I feel like we're dangerously close to the eugenics line at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
no, this
that's
is- this
that's-
is new-
yeah.
this is new.
Sanger's life's work is coming true because A, Planned Parenthood still exists, and B, you've got all the bullshit of making fake people now. I mean, actually, they'll be real people. The question is, will science be able to produce a soul?
Nope.
Now we're getting into the metaphysical question about where souls like I remember this was it was one of those ethics debate questions you get in college. If you clone a person, if you believe there is a soul that exists, would the person you clone have a new soul, the same soul, or no soul? Like, and that was above my pay grade because I
Well, I mean,
no
there was
idea
that
the answer to
there was
one.
that study recently where they determined that about 50% of people on Earth don't have an internal monologue.
Yeah,
of any
yeah.
kind. And I'm like,
Well,
so those people don't have souls. I thought everybody had a soul, but apparently they only get divvied out to certain individuals.
I gotta ask that question then. What?
Yeah. So,
That's a thing.
So people don't have an internal monologue?
not only that, but they don't even have imagination. They can't even picture anything other than words. There was this writer, famous writer, I forgot what he wrote though, but on Twitter, he was like, I just learned that some of you guys have an inner monologue because he didn't. And they were asking, well, how do you,
Right.
when you think about things, what do you think? He thinks of it almost in text, like it's like Premiere Pro. You know, you can do all the edits and shit by text now. That's
So the
kind of
question
how it
I
works
would-
in his head.
So when someone who doesn't have an inner monologue watches a movie with a voiceover track, how do they even functionally understand what that is about?
Well, I'm gonna
I have to
assume
imagine they think it's extremely unrealistic.
that, or it's just for the audience benefit.
Because, like,
Which
that's
is true.
God, if I didn't have an inner monologue, I'd have been dead 15 times over. Because there are so many times when like Lil Slender in the back of my head is like, this is a bad idea. You should not do this.
Yeah, I oftentimes just didn't listen to that voice in my head. So,
Well, so for
I
me
didn't
though,
either, and it never ended well.
what
I haven't
What
died.
I'm curious about, because for me, before I have a lot of conversations, I will play it out in my head before I have that conversation, just kind of like a prep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't even need Mad to be here to have a conversation with Mad. Like, I know him well enough that I'm like, he'd say this, and then I'm going to say this, and then he'd say this. But I'm right, so it doesn't matter. I'm done with this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I really want to show this amazing Twitch meta on the screen.
Well, you came to our channel, so why not? Let me do that.
You know, I just show a still image. Don't like show the jiggle.
Oh,
yeah.
Jiggle.
I wish
no,
you
it's
guys
wiggle.
were bringing this
I
stuff
did it
up
wrong.
closer to the 2-hour mark, because then
It's-
I'd have a reason.
It's the wiggle. Right?
All right, let me.
Am I doing the song right, Matt?
what? A wiggle.
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 I'm making sure.
You doing a voodoo lady? That one, voodoo lady. That one? Nope.
All
Nobody?
right. So
Cool.
this is our new Twitch meta. I think I've got it on a still frame that would be relatively safe. If it's taking a second to load up. So, man, I still got to
taking
figure
a
out
second to load up. I thought you bought a new computer.
I did. I'm thinking it might be something with Comcast and the way they run my internet. But
Use
I
a
have to-
VPN.
I should. I do have one, and I know I've got to probably change some port
Why
settings.
is it like a spinny circle?
Because it's loading. There
Oh,
it is.
hello.
Whoa.
This is
Whoa.
This is
Is
what
that a
they're putting
guy?
on Twitch now.
No,
this is just a
It's really small.
masculine.
yeah, it's very small and not very twitchy.
Cool boy.
Yeah.
Don't play it.
No, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, no.
Wiggle.
Oh, is that what you're talking about? Wiggling and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
not appropriate for Twitch. I thought they
Yeah,
were
they
taking the hammer to this kind of stuff.
Yeah, they said, timeout, sons.
Yeah, the gesture you were making is exactly what they were saying too. By the way, hand moving back and forth. And,
I got it. Okay, I was
repetitive
looking for
interaction.
the technical term. So if you do not have a inner monologue, then it's called aphantasia. And if you can't visualize images, it's called anadoralia. Nailed it.
Can we get Shredda in here to pronounce names properly, please?
Yeah, she's a
I
doctor,
don't.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mad skillin. That's okay. So the model we have on the screen is Mad skillin.
Oh my god, she's a doctor. Mad, you're her
Yeah.
pro bono work.
Oh my.
Oh shit.
My instinct was to disagree with you, but then a second I was like, oh, well, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of, and you're definitely a bottom, right? She does all the work.
She gets in Madden every
We have
year.
heard
We've discussed that.
conversations when Mad was having too much fun and enjoying his life too much. He is definitely the bottom.
Yo, she
My
picks
favorite
on me
thing about
too.
this
Whenever I have a
is-
gummy, oh man.
So, Culture, we'll be doing streams, and Matt will be getting giggly or laughing, and then all of a sudden you'll hear, like, pat, 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 and then Matt will get up away from the mic and be like, "What? No, I'm just on the stream." What?
Yeah, she senses my joy. Share my yeah.
Stop having fun.
Yeah, exactly. If you share mine, so this is when it first started, right? So this is this writer guy, and he's talking about there's the scale here, right? And so it kind of tells you where you're at. So he's a 5 on this.
Then you can't be a writer. Like,
Well,
I'm sorry.
when he so he can't. Wait, he has aphantasia, right? That's the visualization one, right? So
I'm assuming
It's
since
when
there's a
he
picture of an
visualized
apple
things-
there, yeah.
It's aphantasia.
Aphantasia.
aphantasia. That's what I said. I just have an accent. God dang. Anyways, Stop making fun of me. I'm basically an
I was
immigrant.
making fun of you. I was just trying to.
I didn't realize that stupid was an accent, Matt.
If
I
I
wanted to
didn't
make
realize
fun of
ass was a language thing. Anyways,
You know I love you.
I had a traumatic
But I
brain
just
injury,
can't
but
take it.
sure. So no, for him, he said that when he can't visualize images, but what he sees is text, basically. He sees in text form. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Describe the apple.
Yeah, it would.
Hmm.
So instead of seeing an apple, he would just see the word apple. A-P.
I don't know. I feel like if you can't visualize things, how could you come up with any like? I mean, I guess if you're writing nonfiction, but if you're writing fiction, how are you going to come up with any new ideas if you can't visualize it?
Well, because it would be in text form. It's weird, right? And they also said there's been some study.
This does not compute for me.
No, me either. There's been some studies done, and there is some not proof, but there is some thought that there may be correlation between how do you pronounce aphantasia and the other one. So if you don't have an inner monologue,
What's the other one? What's the other one
Not
called?
being able to see the images.
Right, but
No, there's a term for it.
No,
and
that's
Matt has the
aphantasia.
answer.
Yeah, of course I do, bro.
Okay, so aphantasia is when you cannot see that in your head.
Right, and then
So
the other
like
one is what
when
I
I
said.
say apple, right? I'm like, think about what an apple looks like. They see it in text form. They can't. There's no way for them to see it like in their imagination.
Yeah, then Chat GPT inside their brain is like a semi-round fruit or of a tree, most often red, sometimes green. Like, I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
You did that really well, Slender Dad.
I forgot what the other one's called. I have to find it.
That wasn't helpful.
The other one is
I need to know the other one.
Aphantasia.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Anaduralia. Nailed
okay. Okay. I don't think you did.
Mm-hmm.
No, he got that right. Anaduralia.
Okay. Wow.
Damn.
The inability to form auditory images or an inner voice.
Yeah. So there's a correlation between the two. That usually, if you don't have one, you're not going to have the other one.
How the hell do you write music or
I mean, I
like
don't.
anything? I mean, how would you write music and or I don't know, poetry, books, whatever?
I mean,
you
I feel
have
like
to be
music
able
is
to-
more of an audio, like an audible thing rather than visual.
Okay,
So
did we not just talk about both terms?
yes,
We did.
one
They're
is vision, the
both-
other one is an inner monologue. That's not music.
I like Emperor's comment. Like you get the 404
Yeah,
image
that's a
not
good one.
found error in your brain.
God, you know what? It's probably just that static thing there for that guy.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, the best thing about it though, you probably go to sleep quicker if you don't have a inner monologue because you have no thoughts.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just
Those guys will
emptiness.
never have trouble sleeping.
Yeah, it's just emptiness inside.
yeah, sleeping. What's REM? I don't know.
Because that's why I can never sleep, is because I start thinking in my
Yes.
brain. Like
Mhm.
I do my evening prayers first. I'm like, God, hey, watch over the family, the kids, take care of everybody, world peace, all that good shit.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, Jesus, me.
And then I'm done with all that, and then it's like,
What
what do I got to do tomorrow? Oh, I've got that meeting tomorrow. I should probably, when I wake up, make sure that I do this in the morning.
On the plus
And-
side, people with those issues would definitely not have issues with intrusive thoughts.
No,
on the other end of the
there
spectrum
are
is
no
the
thoughts to
intrusive thoughts issue.
intrude.
Right? Like
Yeah.
I would be like, how can I have a microaggression if I can't even think in my head? Right? Because
Ooh,
there's
that's an-
microaggressions and shit.
That'd be a huge defense for him. Like, how can I be implicitly biased? I have no thoughts.
Exactly.
In Vertical Horizons, brain.exe has stopped working.
Stopped working.
Would you like to wait or restart the process?
Wow.
It is. It's like if you go into a human brain, most of us would have, you go into the running processes and it's like, oh yeah, inner monologue, that's running. Visualization process, that's running. Those are disabled for those people, I guess.
Yeah, dude, that's like being in permanent ketamine. It's like, nah, thanks.
I would hate that. I
special
would
K.
hate that.
Yeah.
So
Could you
there's a-
imagine being stuck in a K-hole?
Yeah.
like
Never
Bob
haven't
Lilly,
done
the guy that did all the gave acid to dolphins and shit. He was a big ketamine fan. Almost drowned one time. And he was abducted by aliens, by Echo, which was the group of aliens that abducted him and cut off his penis and gave him a robot penis. But don't worry, they gave him his penis back when he got sober.
And that's a show that nobody's going to watch.
There was a documentary because he also had his intern live with Peter the dolphin, and Peter fell in love with her, and she had to, release his tension for him to pay attention because he was trying to teach the dolphin to speak English because that's what the aliens said you had to do so they can communicate, even though they were communicating by him being told to get the dolphin to speak English.
Did he watch Star Trek 4 way too many times and was like, hey, maybe we need to talk to the dolphins?
Wait, do you know who funded all that bullshit he did?
DARPA.
Government. Yeah, DOD.
I was thinking he must have read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and was like, if we don't teach the dolphins to speak English, then we don't speak the same language and we don't get taken up on the ship when they finally, bulldoze this planet.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Yep.
Ooh, Hitchhiker's Guide references are always welcome.
Don't forget your towel.
Dude, don't panic.
Yeah, 42. It's the answer to.
Anyway, but as far as the inner voice or whatever, there's I've had some interesting thought experiments or whatever about whether or not how can you tell that other people are like you, because you can't look inside of other people's minds to see if they think like you or if they're real, because there's no way to verify that.
I think there is. I don't think those people can make good jokes.
Oh, those people, have
the most boring.
I don't want to
visualizations.
I don't want to admit this, Matt, but like when we're doing these movies with these what the flicks, I don't come up with these jokes, right? Like things happen on the screen, and the little Slender in the back of my head goes, "Hey, you should say this; it'll be really funny."
Yeah,
and then I do, and sometimes it works.
So what I've done, through all the improv and stuff, is that I'll be speaking, I'll be doing a bit, and in my head, I am already 2 or 3 steps ahead, kind of like planning it out as I go. If that makes sense, as I'm doing it, I'm already thinking of the next step. It's almost like it's compartmentalized inside my brain, that I can.
And that's why you need someone who can follow you because they can see the bit and they can go with it.
So, like, there's this great channel apparently out there called What the Flick. They have almost 200,000 subscribers.
Wait, really? That's a channel? I didn't even bother looking up if it was a channel. I was like, dude,
oh man, we gotta rebrand again.
And then there's another channel called What the Flicks, which has 2.6K subscribers. Matt, is that you?
No. Wait, what? No, I didn't make a new channel. These dudes.
No.
Oh man.
That's just the name of his show on it.
I didn't even know. I never even thought about looking up. Hey, I wonder if anyone's thought of this.
Guess we're going back to movies with Mad.
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you remember?
There's a channel called Movies with Mad that has 40,000 subscribers.
Fuck off! If I swear to Christ, if that's real,
it is.
No, that one isn't. The movies.
No, it is real.
Oh, is there movies?
Yeah.
With Mad?
No, I see movies, TV, Mad.
Okay, and then the next thing is, Matt, didn't we have a show that was good and then you killed it?
No, I did not kill it.
Yeah, you did.
Serial killers per Mad movies. What? Oh, this channel.
I'm kind of mad at you right now, man.
That's nice.
No, I mean, we had like something going. I mean, I felt like we had a moment.
Bro, do you know we went through every single after school special I could find that was not about people being touched when they didn't want to be touched, or you know what I mean?
But I felt like
serious.
I felt like that
topics.
was a moment that we could have shared with everybody.
We did. For those that found us,
we had to do it more often.
No, we didn't have anything left to watch.
And Neil Breen.
Ooh,
bro.
I don't know if you want to watch Neil Breen with Mad.
I was going to say, Matt, you had a man who would be willing to suffer through Neil Breen.
By the way,
okay, well, 2 things he has already.
Yeah, you guys are sloppy. You guys are sloppy seconds, so you know.
No, because they do more than sit there and have a mean look on their face for the entire movie.
I
I
went
don't
to
know.
film school. I'm not getting into this.
No, so
Oh,
Yeah, but I'm
by the way,
funny.
this was
by the way,
great
Culture, I
because
figured it out.
oh,
No,
go
you
ahead.
didn't.
Yes, I did.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, tell everybody.
No, I'm not going to tell everybody because I really do know. I'll put it in the private. Yeah,
Do
I'll
you
put it in the
really?
private chat. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, Culture. Like when we watched the Neil Breen movies, it actually broke Slender and his wife. They don't
Yes.
smoke in their house, and the movies were so bad. They were like F it, and they started smoking in their home because they just
Oh no,
Dude. And I did a soft intro for them. I didn't I started them with Fateful Findings, the most grounded of his movies.
that is probably the most grounded of his films.
And then I took him into the Cuckoo Bananas. Dude, I went. Did you know I went to the premiere of his latest movie?
Yeah, you told me. I thought that
Oh,
was
it's so great, dude. It was so much fun.
Did he have a good time?
We gotta
Hmm.
wait till January to watch that one, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
saw an
goes on
update he
till-
had. Well, because he's been in so many festivals. You know, he premiered at Cannes, and I think he got nominated for the Palm Award or whatever. But anyway, so he's all these different festivals he's having to go
Palme
to.
d'Or over at Cannes. Yeah, right.
No, I'm serious.
Next thing you're gonna tell me it won the Golden Lion. And
No, it did not.
No, it didn't win that. No, it was
No,
nominated.
the only awards it won were the ones from various shell corporations that he started up so he
Like,
could award it himself.
What was one? It was Real Awards or
really-
something like that.
I don't remember, but it was
Did he start the award company? Like
Questionable.
I went to a trophy store.
I think he did start the real awards.
Oh, do you really? That would make sense why he was nominated for everything and was voted to be the best sci-fi.
I gotta work out my VPN and ports. Comcast killing me. Now I know it's Comcast and not the PC because I bought the new PC.
Yeah, it's Comcast.
Yeah, dude, Comcast. It has communist right in the name.
My brother works for him. I know. So it's
Why am I
man.
even? I'm still awake. I should be sawing logs. It's like nighttime.
I mean, it's been 9 for a
10:42.
minute, bro.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
we
you
do
just
stuff-
love hanging out with us that much.
I
We-
actually okay. So here's okay. You want to know the truth?
Can
yes.
I handle the
yeah.
truth?
Okay.
Wait, what was it? Are you going to say the truth?
Yeah.
I want the truth.
Okay. You can't. I don't think you can handle the truth. But I'm
You
gonna say
want me on that wall.
no. Wow, you really don't. But back to it. I kind of like hanging out here.
Isn't it not even 8 o'clock yet where you're at?
No. What would you stop?
What? I didn't say that. Brahma did. I stole it from him.
Where's Brahma?
He's in the chat.
Brahma did say that.
You're such a
That's-
dick.
Oh yeah. So I we're a good time. We keep this fun and loose. It's I think the best part about our show is that we just do whatever.
I've heard you're pretty loose. That's true.
He's not.
Well, when you
He
get to be
got
our
the
age-
husband stitch.
Wait, Stitch is his husband? Did I hear that right?
No,
What?
no, he
What?
Mad was saying I was a good bro and made sure I got things fixed after yeah, for
Yeah,
for
the
the
extra
husband.
stitch,
the extra stitch.
which okay,
Do you know
whatever, I don't-
when my wife was having our son, the nurse and doctor were like trying to make it their mission for me to go around and look at what was happening. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm going to stay up here at eye level with my wife and help
Yeah.
her. And they were, I don't understand. They were like offended that I wouldn't go and watch the glorious moment. I was like, I don't need to see,
No, nobody wants
That-
to see that moment.
I don't need to see that ever happen in my life live and in person.
when I was in high school, I think I was a junior, a buddy of mine, we decided to join home ec because we figured one, it'll be mostly girls, and two, there's food, right? We get to eat while we're in there. No one told us that the second semester or whatever, half the year, you have to go into child development. So
And you got to carry around the battery operated baby.
Bro, listen. So yeah, so the baby, I partnered up with Andy, who I've known since kindergarten, but since kindergarten, we all known he was gay, right? And our baby, it was a black baby named Moesha. And anyway, we failed with a -45. And I'll tell you why, because I had a dream about this baby crying, and it was such a long dream. And then when I woke up, it happens the baby was crying. And then my uncle, when he came in and saw the baby, I was at my grandmother's, he squeezed the baby's head, not knowing that it is an electronic fucking thing, and that I'm being graded on it.
Oh, so you ended up getting an F because you were a violent, abusive parent.
What the fuck? Not me. I didn't squeeze his head. That's my uncle.
I just want to say that it's funny that Mad went to a school that had this kind of sophisticated equipment. When I was in sociology class in high school and we did the baby thing, it was you brought in a bag of flour and you had to dress it up and you got judged on how well your bag of flour survived.
Oh, but here's the thing: you're like 20 years older.
It was an egg for a while.
Yeah, back in my day, it was an egg. So fuck y'all.
Well, I mean, back in your day, computers, were the size of a living room.
I mean, that was up until like the 1990s. It wasn't exactly like way back when. Exactly. I mean, the shrunk down home computer was the innovation of the early 90s.
We had a gateway.
I had a gateway too. You came in the cow box, and,
yep.
and that full size tower weighed like 70 pounds, man.
I mean, my tower now probably weighs about that now too.
And the monitors.
I started building my own computers in the 90s, so fuck Gateway and all that other bullshit.
Yeah,
I agree. Gateway and Dell started as very good mass product computers. Then they got very corporatized and bought out, and it all went to sell. But that was the selling point for Gateway was it was the same kind of service you would get from like going to a computer shop where you could choose the components you wanted and to have your PC built, but they would do it and ship it to you, and it would be done at a reasonable price. And it was a good PC. And it lasted.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I built my own shit because I wanted it to be fucking awesome. Not only that,
well, 90s awesome.
He had a gigabyte hard drive. It was amazing.
A gigabyte hard drive in the 90s was amazing.
Yes, it was.
I mean, Johnny Mnemonic couldn't even fit a gigabyte in his brain.
If you had anything over a 2400 baud modem at a certain point in time, you were fucking balling. But look,
dude, we had a 2880, but my cousin, that rich fuck, he had a 56K, and I was like, "You're an asshole."
Oh fuck! Do you remember when 56Ks came out, and you're like, "Holy shit, the internet will never be faster than this."
I know, and that's what everybody thought. I was like, "This is great. The picture loads in less than a minute. Fucking awesome."
Kids today will never understand the experience of being a teenager, going on the websites and waiting for that picture to load a line by line.
I downloaded movies for 16 fucking hours.
Oh yeah, dude. LimeWire, Napster. Yep.
Nowadays you can download like a 2-hour movie in a minute.
Well, and
back
it's not even
then,
that.
It was like a 2-hour movie. That's probably going to take you all day.
So one of my buddies was running one of the biggest wear sites in the country, and so like the media.
What's his name?
LimeWire, I think it was.
No. This is way before that. It was a legitimate BBS. Like you had to actually dial the number to get into the BBS. You did not. There was no fucking proper internet like that yet. And so I was dialing into a BBS to pull wares and also like media files. And so that was a big fucking deal back then, especially at 9600K, 9600 baud, I should say. So, literally I would set it up and like if somebody like picked up the phone in the house, I murdered them.
Oh, Jesus. That was you never understood like the pain of when you were in the middle of trying to do a download and then the phone would click open and then your connection kicked you.
Oh, dude, my cousin, that same cousin with the 56K modem. Remember back when there was the first Command and Conquer,
yeah.
And we would dial up on our modems to play. Yeah. And I'd start kicking his ass because I was better than him at the game, and so I almost always
call your house.
Did he call you?
He would call my house, and our phone had call waiting, so it immediately killed my fucking connection.
That's awesome.
That's a dick move. That's a Mad move. Mad would do
It is.
that.
Well, no. So real quick,
No.
I think that part of the issue with this latest generation is that they never had to earn their porn, right? For us growing
Oh
up,
gosh. Yeah.
you know, you had to go out in the woods and look under logs and just hope to get, you know, a Playboy air freshener, you know.
Poor, God
Let
knows
alone
if
a
you found the
magazine.
magazine that
Hey,
somebody
Ray,
had thrown out
we need
there.
to workshop that joke, man.
It wasn't a joke. That's a fact.
I didn't go looking for an air freshener.
No, neither did we, but that's what you would find. Look, you're out in the woods looking through logs. You're not going to hit gold every time. Sometimes you get a pin.
Just go to your dad's shoebox.
I don't know if we wore the same size shoes. Why would I do that?
It's like Mad didn't even have a dad.
No, in that shoebox was his Playboys, monthly Playboys.
Why would you keep magazines in a shoebox? It doesn't feel like that size. You would have to roll them up.
Because he was hiding it from your mom.
Right, but it doesn't seem that would be a place you would want to keep magazines just because of the shape of it.
Dude, did everybody else have that when they were kids? Like everybody had the one friend whose dad had the subscription to Playboy.
Yep.
And you're
Most
all like,
popular
well,
kid on the block.
he doesn't get home from work until 5:30, but we get off school at 3, so we're all going to that guy's house so that we can look at his dad's Playboys before he gets home.
That's why our generations were the best, right? Because,
Hell yeah.
Because we
had to work for our porn.
Yes,
And
that's what I'm
that-
saying.
we were latchkey kids, right? So we fucking hardcored for like hours at home alone.
Well,
Like,
I
your-
really
your
wasn't. My
parents-
parents
your
loved
parents-
me.
Your parents took you to watch Christian bodybuilders.
I mean, they
share
invested.
Yellow pages.
They had to pay to adopt me. They invested. You know what I
We
mean?
got another arrival.
Now I gotta go.
What's up, CC?
Hey,
Man,
dude.
you're way too loud.
Hey, you're really loud, dude.
Yeah.
That's because Talks made me change all my freaking settings last time.
Well, yeah, because you're loud there too, or soft there, or something.
Did anybody else have that friend, that weird friend that always wants to watch porn with everybody as a group? Like, this
Yeah.
feels like a
Yes.
group activity to me.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
this
every
isn't-
Friday night with Mad.
My goodness, you're still
Oh.
loud.
But normally when
That-
I watch that kind of thing, there are certain things I want to do, and I don't want to do them with other guys around.
Okay, so but see,
it was
up-
weird.
It was acceptable with the magazines because you took
You're
your
just
own
looking at it, yeah.
yeah, you took your own JPEG in your head for
Yeah.
later. Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
had the
but the,
if you had the capability of having an image
but
in your
Matt
head.
is right. There was one friend in our group. He would like, oh, come over to our house and hang out, because he would try to get you over there because he had all the best video game systems. So you'd go over there ostensibly to play video games like GoldenEye or whatever, and then he'd like, while I'm waiting for whoever, like one more person was always supposed to show up. He would put on the TV like his like adult film, and then he was like, hey everybody, we'll just watch this till they get here. And it was like, this is really weird. I
Whoa.
don't really want to watch this.
Right. And then they're like, oh, I gotta go take a pee. I gotta go piss.
Yeah, and it's like, why did your piss take 14 minutes?
Oh my god, Tina is always dating herself over here. Saw her first adult film on Betamax.
What the fuck? I didn't even. Oh wow.
Oh, dude, fuck that! I saw that on TV. Yeah, because back in the old
I
days,
remember the old antenna where you try to adjust to get that channel,
so-
and it's like,
yeah,
well, I don't have great clarity, but I can see a boob there.
There's a boob
so
there,
we're gonna
dude.
Leave it right there.
no, man, this is like mid to early to mid '80s. You could actually, so there was a UHF channel in almost every state that actually had a way to scramble a signal, and you had to have a box on your television that you could turn on and off. And one of the ones was called On TV, and they broadcast a signal, and at night, starting at about 9 o'clock, they rocked adult films, right? You know, soft core to medium stuff, and
Red Shoes Diary type shit.
Yeah,
worse than
Spice
that, though.
channel.
But you literally turn that knob and shit would come on. And then like there was just like with the original movie channel and HBO, which is how HBO started, by the way, the same way I'm talking. You could buy their box, plug it into your television, and actually turn on their service and watch like premium shit. And there, like I said, on TV, starting at about somewhere around 9 to 11, depending upon when the last, Hollywood movie ended, they would run some prawn. And so, if the parents went to bed and, you went accidentally in the middle of the night, prawn.
Well,
yeah, my dad made that mistake with he had the cable box, but it was back when they had the they do the printed card that had to go in the box.
Right.
And the card basically was coded for whatever you did or did not have access to.
Right.
So he had one of those buddies who made the card that gave you all access.
Everything. Yeah.
Which he thought was great, but he didn't realize that it gave me access to all these porn channels.
So my dad, we had that giant satellite, right? When satellites first became a thing, and all those channels were scrambled. But boy, man, you try really hard to look through those green lines that are floating on the screen.
Yep.
Like there's a boob.
And there was always that magical one day where for some reason the scrambling had turned off. Did you guys ever have that where like for some reason it was coming in descrambled? Like somebody had it would happen on like regular cable, like if you had a cable box. I remember it happened a couple times, and you would just be like, "Wow, this is an amazing day. It's coming in completely clear. This is not something I expected to see on my television, but there it is." And of
Anybody
course,
else
there was
find it
always
weird that Mad said he was trying to look for a boob in the scrambling?
No, all I said was I think that's a boob. I didn't say I was
Oh, okay.
looking for the boob.
Well, he knew there would be bros in the movie with the boobs.
Yeah, the
Dude.
good ones, anyways.
Matt is like the Picasso of our time, okay? Where we see static, he sees boobs just all over the screen.
And it's a nightmare. I'm cursed. I see boobs everywhere.
Yeah, and he's the one person who probably doesn't want to see them.
Unless they're on a bro.
Hey,
So-
are we gonna get to this article or just
Yeah, I was gonna put it up. I was
have
so
you ever
culture
heard of an ad blocker?
Jesus,
do
he
have an
just
ad
got his
blocker.
first PC.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
he
sorry.
started doing this 3 days
No,
ago, man.
The ad blocker is actually on, and
Well, it's
this
not
is-
blocking
they're-
much.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, how do you know?
Wow, have you ever heard of dark mode?
Oh my God, Jesus! Culture
Man,
comes
you're
in
coming
here.
after him harder than
Right?
Matt does.
Look, he comes in here. He goes after Chad, right? And also he dictates what it is that we do on this fucking stream. He's like, "Here, we're gonna bring up the same shit I talk about on every other goddamn stream today."
I didn't talk about
Yeah,
this.
culture, you're exerting more control over this stream than you do.
Oh, dark mode! Woohoo!
He also called
See,
the
I-
show host Sloppy Seconds. So
That is true. Yeah, that did
Oh,
happen.
But it was true.
I was
Yeah, but I'm
you
okay
know,
with that.
It
I mean,
wasn't
I've
a
never
lie.
been picky about it.
whatever. It's fine. But
And
like
by the
so,
way, and little Chad knows how much I love him, so it's fine.
yeah. I mean, this is whatever.
I mean,
Our
not
whole
very
show
much
is about bros.
based on the shit you talk.
Look, if we had to ban people from talking shit about bros, nobody would be on this show, Slender and me included. This is 100%.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never
Yeah,
talk shit about
hold on.
anyone.
I actually-
Everything
no.
I said about Mad was true.
No cap.
And if you and
No
if
cap.
you go
I
and
think I
watch
talk the
on
least
Brahma's-
amount of shit. No cap.
I
I
don't
think
know
I
if you
talk
go-
the least amount of shit. No
go
cap.
watch Brahma's game stream that he had on that we did earlier.
Okay, well
this
that's
week,
different.
Can somebody
And
call?
Mad
Can,
was-
can somebody call Shredda? Because I think there's a whole lot of cap in the no cap guy.
Yes, I would like a second opinion.
Yeah, can
preferably from
Can I
her.
phone a friend? I'd like.
Oh, shit. Well, so here's a fun. All right, so Jonathan Majors, though, he talks some shit through his defense lawyers, trying to say that, we have all this exonerating evidence. And everything that comes out just makes him look worse and worse and worse. So now I guess he had messages to tell the accuser, don't go to the hospital. They have to report things if you go to the hospital. This
tell
is
him he fell
definitely
down
not a
the stairs
Johnny
at very
Depp.
least.
Not a Johnny Depp scenario is what we're getting at. Begged his former girlfriend not to seek medical attention after the incident left her with a head injury, warning she had no perspective of what could happen. This is traditional controlling behavior. I mean, this is what
Right,
they
yeah.
accuse. I don't know. I think Jonathan Majors is done.
Yeah, oh,
Like,
dude, this
legit.
guy is.
I've never
this,
liked him.
This guy is the definition of a butt puppet because there's fists so hard in his ass right now over this. He's gonna have a hard time getting jobs.
I was gonna go a different way. I was just gonna say I've never really liked him. There's always seemed something off about him. If that makes sense, he just has that vibe of
He
like,
go to
oh, I don't
clown
want to be
school,
around you.
too.
Yes,
Like,
he
he
did.
went to clown school, right?
Yeah, but I
He
also feel
seems
like
a bit like a megalomaniacal control freak.
yeah, but Mad sounds like oh, the neighbor boy, he was so quiet.
I mean, that's the exact opposite of what I just said. I
He
just
was
said like,
known to the FBI.
You know, and the one thing I'll say that I think Jonathan Majors has a shot at not having his career end comes from my personal experience with my wife's younger sister when Chris Brown beat the ever-loving crap out of Rihanna. And
yeah,
and
yeah.
when that
Miss
happened,
Usher.
everybody in their world was like, "Oh my God, Chris Brown's terrible," but not my wife's sister. She was like, "Rihanna was being a bitch, and she should have just let Chris have the phone." And I was like, "Excuse me?" And she's like, "If she really loved him, she wouldn't have been talking to nobody, and she would have just given Chris the phone, so she had it coming." And I was like, "What in the hell is happening here?" And
Well,
this girl
and
was
then
like, "I
there's a
now I
mild
don't
pivot
think
there where one of Rihanna's most popular songs is "Sticks and Stones May Break My Bones, but Whips and Chains Excite Me." So then it becomes very difficult to determine. Well, did he beat the shit out of her in love or in anger?
Look, my hips don't lie, Slender Dad.
Wait, isn't that that's Shakira?
That's
I don't
Shakira.
care. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna give you here's an internet tip. Lil Chad, you want an internet tip?
Sure.
You want to use the plugin called uBlock Origin.
Okay.
So you can block the entire ad column that's on the right side of the screen. Sorry.
Do you want to
Alright.
just move this over to your channel so you can?
Now put that in our private chat so that we can reference it later.
That's true. I will say to Culture, you can I take notes very well. I got this new PC because it's the same one Brahma had. I got my mic setup has now been adjusted by Matt and Brahma coming in and help me tweak settings so you don't get the background sound.
Dude. And your production value is quite high, you know. So well done.
I don't know if you're fucking with him or not.
No, he is. It's fine.
No, I'm not. I was real. That was an authentic. That was an authentic compliment.
Oh, nice.
My audio, I will give all credit to Brahma because he told me to download SteelSeries.
Okay, did he also tell you that it would be good to be off and use an actual mic instead of your headset? No, I'm not going to do that.
I'm not using a headset. I'm using a mic.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I've only got headset audio for well, I've only got headset for output, not input. Input is a mic.
Okay.
It's a cheap one.
Dude, I am joshing hard. Calm down.
No, you're not.
No. I'm having trouble determining the delineations between the joshing and the serious.
Wow, I mean, well,
so now I'm just gonna say you're an asshole.
That's true.
Always a safe bet with this guy.
Oh, he did it.
No, I don't
now
stand
it's just
on
a big
principle.
black box on the right side.
Yeah, I mean,
well, he likes big black blocks.
Who doesn't?
Wow.
Yeah, you actually can get rid of the whole block, by the way. Too.
Is there a way to do that? I'll
No, we got time. Yeah, keep going.
Do we? Because
see,
we're
now
getting
you can
close
see
to
it.
the
He's
2 hour
using
mark.
it. Look at that.
There you go. Yeah.
Don't warn them, Brahma.
I was kind of hoping I would come in and you would just immediately click it.
I thought about it.
You could actually get rid of the that donate bullshit at the top too. I mean, you can go like bucking crazy on websites with that.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn this one.
Yeah, you can
right click.
We're gonna have to go backstage and do a montage.
Yeah, you can right click the hell out of that.
Rain is the Mad King, about to end the stream.
Oh, stream's